There's little doubt that our country is as divided as ever as we wrap up the election process. My concern for this devotional isn't the political divide, but the personal divide. And I'm wondering, regardless of which side you're on, do you feel like people on the other side make you feel inferior? Do they put you on the defensive? Do they belittle you? And at the same time, if you're honest with yourself, do you feel like you're better than those on the other side? Do you have a feeling of superiority, that others aren't smart enough to get it? I want to discuss this odd mix of inferiority and superiority and the answers Christianity has to get beyond those feelings and attitudes in this practical faith devotional from Cecil Taylor Ministries. Let me start by honestly stating my feelings. Now, it doesn't matter which side I'm on or you're on, because I think people on both sides basically feel the same way. First, because things are so contentious, I months ago quit having political discussions with the other side. Instead, I prioritized protecting relationships when I realized there was no way to have civil discourse. I feel there are people on the other side who have been condescending towards me, treating me like I'm uneducated, like I just don't understand. And these are not strangers. These are people I've known and loved for decades. And at the same time, if I'm honest, I feel that my opinion is superior to theirs. I wonder what they're thinking, how they could believe what they do. If they just grasped the facts, clearly they would see my side as right. So I get the feeling ultimately that I'll be proven right, and then they'll see that they were wrong and come over to my side. There they are, feelings of both inferiority and superiority. I wonder if you resonate with this. If you do, please comment in the comments section below the video on YouTube or on Facebook. Now, is this inferiority and superiority what the Bible calls us to have? What should Christians really be doing? Paul writes in Colossians, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive whatever grievances you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds all together in perfect unity." This means something. These are the true words and commands of the Bible. This isn't just an ideal. Paul intended the people then to put these concepts into practice, and his words echo across the centuries, telling us to do the same. We fail as Christians when we let politics distract from our mutual purpose of living together and glorifying God. Let's look at that verse again. This Bible verse has answers for us. Let me lift out two key words: humility and love. The way out of this mess is to employ the virtues of humility and love. Humility is the cure for superiority, and love is the antidote for inferiority. Let me repeat that. Humility is the cure for superiority, and love is the antidote for inferiority. This is the first of 3 devotionals on this topic of getting along after the election. In the second devotional, I'll discuss humility versus superiority, and in the third, I'll discuss love versus inferiority, based largely on my new small group lesson series, Live Like You're Loved. But let me leave you with this thought to mull over in the meantime, based on Jesus' prayer at the Last Supper. Now, we've already heard from the Apostle Paul, who said it was important to be unified. This is a call we hear throughout the New Testament, and this call to unity is aligned with what Jesus prayed at the Last Supper, as seen in John 17. "Holy Father, protect my disciples by the power of your name, the name you gave me, so that they may be one as we are one. My prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, that all of them may be one." Faced with sacrificial death, Jesus' thoughts turn not only to his disciples, but to all of us going forward in the future, that we would be united. Obviously, Jesus foresaw divisions inside and outside the church, based on denominational belief and creed, based on race, based on region, based on interpretation of the Bible, and so painfully now, based on outside categories, such as Democrat versus Republican. Jesus knew that it's not easy to be unified, so he prayed for God's help. Let's also pray for God's help to bring unity to us as Christians, to focus on messages of salvation and goodness more so than political messages, and to set aside our differences as groups and as individuals. Now, for me, I've been thinking on what points of agreement there are. It's easy to find issues to disagree on, but what are those we can all, or most of us, agree on? There are more than you might think. And how can we find common ground and united purpose? I encourage you to do the same, to seek points of agreement, to steer the focus towards those rather than the issues that divide us. It's really good to be talking to you again after several months away due to a number of family health issues. Now, I'll be back next Wednesday, December 9th, for my devotional on how humility cures superiority. On December 17th, I host my monthly podcast, and I have a new series on the fruits of the Spirit, beginning with self-control. A few reminders. Again, comment below the YouTube video or Facebook video. I'd appreciate it if you would like the video and or subscribe to the Cecil Taylor Ministries YouTube channel and the Cecil Taylor Ministries Facebook page. And also check out ceciltaylorministries.com for my small group lesson series. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.